Push and record. Okay, you saw Soaked in Bleach tonight?
I did, and I was actually privileged enough to have two of the people so critical to this movie here, and that was Dr. White and Benjamin Statler, the director and producer. The film is unbelievable. It goes through so much of the evidence of Kurt Cobain's death, the circumstances leading up to it, Courtney Love's supposed or possible, probable involvement. Just to hear her voice in those recordings is what solidifies so much of it, and to see the evidence and to realize that his heroin levels were so high, the location of the shotgun shell could not be where it was found. I'm a big gun advocate. I have a lot of shotguns myself, and I know that when you shoot a shotgun, the shell is going to be on the side of the ejection port. It has to be, and it wasn't. So that was a big piece of evidence right there. But the movie was incredibly well put together. It's well directed. It's got great actors, great forensic testimony, and people who were there. Very big in the industry. They're not just your average guy on the street saying, "Oh well, criminals have to be this." These are people who have done thousands and thousands of homicide investigations, and it was really impressive. I was really glad to watch the movie. It's actually the 6th time that I've seen it. The first time in the theater, which made a big difference. So if you get a chance to see it in the theater, make sure you go.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm recording. You saw Soaked in Bleach today?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent film. I was glad. I was worried it might be too long, but it seemed to be right about the right pace. Had a lot of good information. I was happy there were lots of subtitles because I always have a hard time hearing, and I appreciated that. And the content was good. I was hoping to see El Duce in the movie, as Ben had talked about after that he had a section, so I'd be looking for that on the special features. But that's just because I'm a dirtbag and I'm almost embarrassed to say I was a Mentors fan.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a shock rock thing. Do you think they got the point across pretty well of the situation?
Yeah, man. I like the disclaimer at the very beginning, too, where he said, "This is my opinion. I'm just, saying what I feel or what we've learned from our conjecture from here." And I was able to take that and saw where they were going with it. Maybe some of the Courtney stuff was a little over the top, like the way she, the actress, but I can believe she's like that because I've seen her on TV.
Right. Well, if you watch like some old footage of her, like at her concerts and how she carried herself, I mean, she had a pretty precise.
It wasn't that over the top from what I've seen, but sometimes I was like, oh, here she goes.
Yeah.
But I think it was a good film. It was worth seeing. I wasn't upset with putting my dollar down. I would tell other people to watch it too. May not have the opportunity in theater, but I certainly recommend it on home video and whatever format.
So, do you think the case should be reopened then?
I don't know. I mean, I guess so, but I don't. To be honest with you, I don't really. I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't. I like Nirvana, but I didn't shed any tears when he died.
Right.
I shed tears when Dave Brock.
Oh, yeah.
But then again, I had a dog in the fight. If I thought he was murdered, I'd be all over it. So
right.
I can understand where he's coming from, and I don't.
Yeah, because I
Cobain respect
fans,
the effort he put into it for sure.
Right, like because Cobain fans want some kind of justice here, and they're not happy. I mean, I was hugely affected by Nirvana, and whatever music he was gonna make was taken away from me.
Right. So, I feel the same way about John Lennon. I was old enough to remember when he got shot. My mom said she used to tell me, "Eat your greens. If John Lennon ate your greens, he could outrun the bullet." I told her about that some number of years ago, and she said, "I don't understand."
Oh, of course not.
I remember it so distinctly. You definitely said.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
Sure.
I'm going to be putting this up on YouTube. So.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Thanks.
No problem.
Those were the only 2 reviews I got for the Pittsburgh showing. It was a very amazing experience. Benjamin Statler was there, and Cyril Wecht was there, and they did a question and answers beforehand, and it was really funny because Cyril said something like, "I could get lynched in a place like this," but when this first happened, I didn't know who Kurt Cobain or Nirvana was. Everybody started laughing. But it was a great experience, and after the film, Benjamin stayed after, and he, talked to everybody, answered questions for like almost like 2 hours afterwards. It was a really great experience. He had so much knowledge too about the case, and it's not just he was writer, producer, and director of this movie. Like he really knew like what's going on, and yeah, it was really nice. So we all talked to him afterwards. We got pictures and everything. He's a really nice and humble guy. He kind of reminded me of Kurt Cobain in some ways, because he really didn't think he was a rock star, or didn't think he was, more special than anyone else's. And the way he's going about this in his interviews too is very, very on point. He's very smart with how he's doing things. So yeah, it was a great experience in Pittsburgh. And I also want to say again that excuse me. I also want to say again is that support this movie in the proper way. When I was talking to Ben, we were talking about how the FBI or like Kings County people, or Kathleen O'Toole, they're gonna laugh at a YouTube video. If this is free on YouTube, everybody's downloading it, or for free and such like that, it's not gonna make a big deal in the media, and it's not going to be looked at by the FBI or important people out there. Our goal, everybody's goal who wants some justice for Kurt, is to reopen the case. And the people that can reopen this case and actually, at least get it called undetermined of how he died, a YouTube video is not going to help him do that. But a film like this, that's released to the public, something like this could force them to have to step in and do something about it. So, like I said before, please buy the movie, support it in the right way, and yep, we'll see what happens. If I'm sick of people, when I talk about Nirvana or Kurt Cobain, I'm sick of people saying, "Oh, he was very selfish for leaving his daughter" and stuff like that. First, you don't understand anything about suicide if you say that, but also. He wasn't selfish, and he didn't leave his daughter, and that's what we want people to realize, and we want some kind of justice here. So, like I said, it's about reopening the case and supporting the film in the proper way. Okay, peace and love, and I hope you enjoyed the reviews.